Hi guys, this is just a wee tutorial on how to work Windows Movie Maker. This is version 2012, which is very similar to version 2010. Previous versions have differed drastically, so they have. But just to take you over some of the things, the images have already been taken by the camera. We're just going to compile them here and sort of get a wee stop frame animation going. Okay, so just having a wee look around the environment here, we have the menus up at the top. And as we click on different menus, the ribbon underneath will change. Okay, we're not going to go into a huge amount of this just at this point in time. We're just interested in getting the stop frame animation together. So in the Home tab, we have an Add Videos and Photos button. We also have a link in the middle. Okay, it doesn't matter which one that you click, you get the same result either way. So if I click here to browse for videos and photos, I'm going to navigate, and this is on my disk G, which is a removable disk, in my animations folder, and you will see a number of images. Now, again, you can change the format of these if you want to see how they look in other formats. Basically, it's the peeling of a banana and the eating or the disappearing of a banana, okay, which doesn't actually move. But if I click on any one of these and do either Command A or Control A, so Command A if you're on an Apple Mac, or Control A if you're on a PC, it will select all the items. And these here are sequential in number, so 3210, 3211, etc., etc. And whenever we hit the open button, they will actually come into the software in the same sequence that they were actually highlighted or selected. Now, whenever I hit the play button, you will see that the little scrubber there for the timeline, it goes across the first frame and it's very slow. It's actually a duration of 7 seconds per frame at this minute in time. So I'm just going to hit the stop button. I'm going to click on any one of these frames. It doesn't matter which one, it's just to tell the computer that's where I want the highlight. And if I do Control A or Command A, it will select all. We then go to the edit menu and this ribbon will change. And you'll see that the duration of all the frames at the minute are 7 frames per second. We want to reduce that so that the animation runs faster. Typically, if you're doing video, it's about 30 frames per second, 29.97 to be precise. But because we're using a digital medium, it's always half. Okay, so 15 frames per second or 14.97. Now, unfortunately, we can't type in 15 frames per second. We could split it down where we decide on 10 frames per second and a tenth of a second would be 0.1, or we can go for 15 frames per second and you guys can do the calculation on that. But just to let you know that Movie Maker will let you take it down to 0.03 duration per frame, okay, which takes it down to almost 1.1 seconds. And whenever I hit the play button there, you'll see that it will run through the stop frame very quickly. Okay, typically whenever we're doing stop frame, about 0.1 or 0.2 or 0.15 of a frame per second is quite good, because you're expecting your stop frame to be a little bit clunky. So I've just hit play there and you'll see that it's not looking too bad, and it's 3.5 seconds or thereabouts of animation. So once you've got your stop frame together, we're not doing any special effects, we're not doing credits or anything at the minute, just getting it together, okay? We'll worry about the rest of it later. The question is then, how do we save it? If we then go to the Home tab, and you'll see the ribbon change, and we're looking to go here for Save Movie. And whenever we hit the down arrow for Save Movie, you'll see that we can save it to computer, we can save it to a multitude of devices. It's up to yourselves, but I'm just going to save it onto my computer and then I'll worry later on what I want to do with it. On the next dialog box, I'm just going to save this to my desktop. I'm going to call it, I've already got one called Banana Movie, so I'm just going to call it Banana Movie 2. And I'm going to look at the format here. So we have MP4 and we have WMV. The problems with WMV files, they only play on certain platforms and on certain devices, so they're not universal. Whereas the MP4 format is a universal format which will play on any device and any platform, so I would recommend the MP4. And whenever we hit the save button, you'll see a status bar, which is the saving of your movie, and then it will eventually play on your screen. It may be part screen or full screen. So I'm going to hit the play here and let's see what happens and enjoy the movie. Okay, at this point this will play until we either hit the pause or the stop button, or until we hit X. Thanks guys.